Well, like Pete and Roxanne, this is very easy. I'm friends with Pete and Roxanne, and they made some obvious, visible changes. And so I'm 62, historically have been kind of up and down weight-wise. And gradually, as I got into my late 50s and early 60s, the percentage of impact that diet has versus exercise, I've always been very active, but I can no longer run off a pizza. And I found that my weight was just gradually getting up. And of course, I was just tightening my belt, and I didn't want to change pants, and I had a whole closet full of, and I was just too heavy. And so the obvious impact on Pete and Roxanne was very clear. And so who is this guy, Chris? And so I called, and it was a great relationship from the very beginning. And for me, learning about the metabolism, right? Getting my body's metabolism more like a bonfire and less like little embers was a giant shift mentally for me, right? A big shift.
Yeah.
And drinking a lot more water than I ever did. And I have to be honest, I've eaten more apples in the past. Really, and not that I ever disliked apples, but I never ate that many apples in my whole life. And but I've lost 28 pounds, and I feel great, and I weigh the same as I did when I was in 10th grade. And I just, that for me was a wonderful shift. And I shared with Chris, my goal was I want to be hiking in my 80s. My wife and I love to hike, and we've seen there are people out there in their upper 80s, and they're doing it. And I wanted to be healthy enough, like you're talking about, I want to be healthy enough where I could do that. And this has been life-changing. This is the only program I've ever done that I think has real staying power. I mean, I think it's just a combination of gradually, as Roxanne said, gradually shifting the diet and gradually having accountability back and forth with the app about what the calories are and the percentage of protein, carbs, and fat. But just learning, right? I mean, it's a different type of learning that for me, I did not really know as much as I thought I did about nutrition, and it's a game changer. And I've recommended and referred several of my friends to Chris from around the country, and it's very easy, a very easy recommendation, but I really feel like this is a permanent shift. I'm staying at 190, and now if I get up a pound or two, I kind of monitor and go back down, where before I think I went a decade without actually getting on the scale. I'd gauge by my belt, which is not actually that good of a gauge. But it's been great. It's easy to recommend TriCore. It's one of the best things ever happened to me in my life. My wife will echo the same thing, and it's been fantastic. So Chris, thanks.